good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Hello and welcome today. Today you're joined by just me, Daniel, and we're going to be chatting about maintaining your schedule. So yeah, maintaining your schedule is a thing that's really important for us illustrators, and just anyone in general as well that wants to get kind of ahead in life, or wants to strive for something more, push for something, or have a busy life as well, and want to get, love doing things. Maybe, it could be woodwork, it could be anything really, painting, creating stuff, anything creative, anything design related, as well as, some other stuff you can schedule and find time to do. It is a challenging thing, but making a schedule means that you can get more things done than kind of the average person. Sometimes it happens. People do these illustrations and things. I've got a full-time job, I've got a family, and some people look at me like, where do you have the time to do it? And yeah, it comes down to maintaining your schedule, and it's the same if you don't have those things, but say you've got course or something like that. You're doing course or school. I exceeded in course, where a lot of my peers and people I was in course with, some of them dropped out because they couldn't maintain their schedule. They couldn't keep up with the workload and things like that while they were couldn't keep up with it. Other things come into play as well, including like paying for rent and working in those kind of things, which is fair enough. But most of the times, or people that sometimes, same with school, some people have to repeat a year and things like that. For me, I feel it is maintaining a schedule, and those kind of things. And there's a lot of things that can come into play with that thing, with building up that maintaining a schedule kind of a thing. But there's always a way to deal with it. Each individual is different, obviously, but there are a lot of tips that I can give you to maintain a schedule. I mean, I might be calling this video, maintaining. I was thinking about calling it maintaining a tidy schedule, but yeah, I was like, nah, just call it maintaining a schedule, because for me, I have quite a messy schedule. It's not very tidy. It's never been. I don't think it's really been too tidy, per se, but it is a schedule. It's got enough freedom in it, that I can keep it going, and not too much freedom, so that it doesn't, I'm not slacking off. I'm actually doing stuff. Just finding the balance. Because if you do end up just going full force, running and sprinting, you'll tire out. You'll get you might get bored, or you might just wear out, and it could, when you sprint in a run or something, you start getting like pains and things. It's same for painting. You get pains in your arms and all that things, or sitting down for too long. You get tired and you want to like do something else. And all this stuff is same for illustrating. Illustrating the same thing over and over again, or just doing it for constantly for a couple of days or something, then you get sick of it. And doing all that stuff, you get a bit tired of doing the same thing, so you need a schedule with it. you can't just go full force, or say, you know, some people tend to, you know, do all of what they love, or what they like doing, blah blah. Not necessarily what they love doing, but lots of other stuff that they like doing, their hobbies and things. You know, go for skateboards or play on the Xbox. You know, lots of these things. And then last minute try and go full force. It doesn't always work, because by the end of it you get tired and then you've got a bucket load of more work to go. So yeah, just working out a schedule. And that means for me, you know, I do a bit of gameplay during my week, and things like that. I get a bit of gaming to do, and illustrating as well, making sure I got my schedule. The only thing tidy about my schedule is my Tuesday streams. I do always do those Tuesday streams. It's always there. So that's the only tidy thing really about my schedule. And also, you know, actually another thing is my weekly drawings. I do 4 drawings a week based on words. That's another thing that's kind of tidy. It means at between 12 to 1, which is my lunch break at work, and those times I'm doing a drawing based on this thing. I usually am drawing at that time, but now for the last like 7 months I've just been kind of drawing what my words say, and it's fun, and I can keep it going because it's not too stressful. Some days are better than others, you know, but it's fun. I like drawing the words and creating something new. You know, I create something new every day, and it's interesting. You know, sometimes I surprise myself, sometimes I disappoint myself, but you know, it is what it is. It's there. I'm drawing. It keeps me going each week, it's making me feel like I am drawing something every day. I'm drawing and creating things. I'm still on this path. I'm still out there, still painting. You know, creating stuff. And I'm not. It's letting me know not to give up, and just keep going painting. And that's sometimes what you need to do for yourself, to find something that keeps you going. And that's a little bit of a boost that did keep me going. Now this is me painting page 1, and it's been probably 2 or 3 weeks me painting it. And I'm noticing some things too, since, you know, I'm seeing the painting done right in front of me, because this is pre-recorded painting. They're talking over, so it's interesting to see what kind of I've done, and looking at what I have now, and being like, oh, maybe I should change a few things here and there. I thought it was finished. Yeah, it's pretty finished. It's definitely gone from, you know, looking at it now, it's gone from pretty bad. Looking at from it what it looked like probably a couple of weeks ago, to me repolishing it off, and it kind of looks like, you know, if you've seen lately, you might have seen like Demon Souls has been remastered. It kind of reminds me of that, you know, seeing Demon Souls on PS3 versus what it's going to be on PS5, you know, like it kind of reminds me of that, and that's what this is. Or the same with kind of Crash Bandicoot back in the day versus Crash Bandicoot now. You know, that kind of reminds me of that, doing this whole polish process. It finishes it off and cleans it up. I mean, it's all there, but it just, me looking back at it, it does look quite messy. Yep, been on a ranch there. Yeah, so, you know, a lot have changed in my YouTube channel. I mentioned this before. I've been doing thumbnails, and changing up thumbnails. I did that quite a few months back now, probably a month or two ago, a month and a half maybe. That I started it, and I started from, you know, my first videos, and I think I've done probably 60-ish thumbnails of the videos. I think. I'm not 100% sure where I'm at now. I've still got quite a few to go. All my new videos are using this new thumbnail style that I have changed it to. I've cleaned it up. It is a big task, and it is what kind of started getting me into a rut where I was starting to get less painting done and more thumbnails done. So that comes up every now and again. Your social media. Um, there's certain social media things you do per se to help get you followers, help get you your artwork discovered, get you leads into jobs and things like that. Um, Maintaining that in your schedule as well is important. Um, if you keep um, painting along, and then uh, you have a really kind of bad kind of online presence or something, um, yeah, trying to fix it in like a couple of days or 1 month can get you rutted again. So also think about that. If you're going to keep a social media thing going, um, maintain it. Think about, are you going to be posting a lot? Are you could just create a portfolio and then share it, and just do that. Create a good portfolio, keep painting along, fix it up every now and again. Every couple of months or every couple of weeks, just you know, change up your portfolio if it needs changing up, because every couple of months you grow levels of art, of knowledge, especially if you are kind of at a lower level, and if you are constantly learning in the first couple of months or something, you got a lot of time, you're just kind of growing. Sometimes, you edit your portfolio as you go, kind of a thing. It's the same with social media. You keep posting as you go, keep editing things as you go. There's certain things you level up on too. You level up on not just your illustration skills, but your social media presence skills and things like that, as you go as well. And I think, for me doing a course, I think that's one thing that I would have liked to see a little bit more on the course kind of side of things. Helping you kind of get your good work a bit more out there a little, because they can, you do need to learn a lot of the skills and things like that. But there are a lot of skills that you can learn that can be very helpful. A lot of illustrators and artists, that online presence can be important these days. Um, yeah, digital media, online presence is really important. These days it is, because a lot of people could get work from online, whether it's from other studios. There's a lot of that these days. You have portfolios, on sites like ArtStation, and then you share it with a lot of these studios. So learning about all this online presence can be a helpful thing. And even I think there might be some things out there, but it's a lot. You do need to learn yourself too, about building that up and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, so maintaining your schedule. To start a schedule, you'll need some work or tasks to do, obviously. um, it could be personal work or client work, school work, course work. You need kind of something to schedule. To start scheduling. For me, it is my YouTube channel. Then two is this painting book. And now those aren't in full order. those are kind of half and half. They're both as important as each other to me. Keeping up my painting and illustration feeds my YouTube channel, and vice versa. My YouTube channel feeds me into keeping on illustrating and keeping on creating stuff. So they feed each other. So if one goes down, the other will go down. So I've got to make sure that I keep both on schedule, keep my YouTube, channel video, maintain that, and then I've got to keep making sure that my I'm painting, I'm painting when I can, as much as I can, and yeah, get that. And it's the same like with course or something like that. You gotta get your marks and stuff in, and to do that you need to get all your course stuff. And getting an A might keep you motivated, some people not so much, or passing the course or whatever keeps you motivated to go and do more work, and then keeping that on. But if you fall, like you fail a class or fail something, you feel less motivated to paint and create stuff, and then vice versa. Your grades will go down again. You gotta get yourself out of that rut too. It's finding a way out of that, and it happens every now and again. You get in a rut, and there are ways around that and out of that rut. Um, find a way to pick one. Your grades or your art or illustration, and then pick that up a little bit. Just do like little small steps. Like for me, keeping up with my YouTube videos can be a struggle sometimes, and if I really do get in a rut and I can't do a YouTube video that week or something for some reason, I do something that I can do that's possible. For instance, lately I've been doing just drawing live streams. Now that gives me a little bit of leeway, gives me a week's time to get some painting done, some more painting done. Now with schedules and handing stuff in to clients and work, you don't exactly get that. You need it within this week, so that is not possible. So sometimes it can be. Sometimes you might be able to talk to your client or your teacher or student, whatever you're doing, and be like, oh, sorry, I need another week. Can you give me that? Sometimes you can leeway it if you're lucky. I mean, some of our students and things, you can ask for a proposal, which it means that you hand it in 2 weeks later. It means though that you would only get like an achieved level for it though. Pretty much that's all you can get with it if you go push for that. I never had to do that. I was nearly going for it, but I managed to push for some of them. I pushed it out and managed to do it. But it could be the same for your client. There could be things like, well, the client might say, oh, I can't afford another week's worth of work from you. So you may look at being like, well, I'd still do it. So you're getting, so you're doing more work for less or something like that. But just pushing through that can be really hard, but you can get there. Just do little things like make a decision when you're starting to get closer to the deadline, that you really need to push through. Make whatever time you can available. If you've decided on that weekend you were going to go skateboarding, or decided you were going to go play games at your mates on the Xbox, or going to do something, or going out to drink or something that weekend, decide to actually not do that and paint because you have to. There's some pushes and pulls you have to do there, and decisions you've got to make. Now for me, I had to kind of give up a lot of my weekends for that kind of thing, so I was kind of used to it. But there were, weekends where I couldn't move them for things, and I always planned for that as well. If I had weekends that I've got things on, I do it now. I've got weekends that I've got things on that I cannot stream at all, or something like that. I push it so that I can, I make a stream on a Tuesday night or something like that, and then make sure it's ready to upload on YouTube on that night when I'm out or something. I do that every now and again. Sometimes it happens. I might be out on Friday, Saturday, can't do a stream at all, so I pre-record it, make sure it's on the YouTube. So I plan for that, if I'm, got a weekend ahead that I'm out that weekend, I've got stuff to do. So the weekend before, I make sure that I've got everything I need done for that week, sussed, and pretty much finished. So there's not a lot to do, and during the week, I make sure that I get those things done, and say a couple of nights before, pushing it, staying up late or something like that, making sure I get things done. Yeah. There's all sorts of ways to manage your schedule, such as diaries. Now I do kind of use a diary. It does help. I do it every now and again when I'm starting to. I don't use it all the time though. I kind of get into this right where I use it, and then I haven't used it for a while, so I kind of give up on it, and then I come back to it. So I kind of use it a little bit more when I'm in a rut though, when I really am feeling that I've got no time in the world, and I cannot get what I want achieved done. That's when I kind of use my diary to be like, do this tonight, make sure get this done, tomorrow, get the video up, make a plan of things that I actually have to do and get them done. Yeah. So, diaries for me, I'm not super strict with them, but there are a lot of things that they can help with, and if you feel comfortable using a diary, you really like it, you enjoy it. I kind of enjoy it, but it kind of can get a bit busy doing other stuff like keeping my weekly drawings going, keeping these paintings going. So writing in the diary sometimes takes a bit of time out of my schedule, sometimes. So it feels a little bit kind of time wasty in a way, but I do kind of use my diary and take note when I need to. So it's not for me exactly, but I do kind of use it, not word for word, but it does help. Doing some nights I've been, get page 2 finished, or make sure, something was like, make sure that video is ready. It helped me because I think what I did is that it helped me to write into a schedule. So, I wrote down, on the Monday, get a video all ready to go on YouTube, and then on Tuesdays, I usually put that video onto YouTube to then be scheduled on that Wednesday for my weekly tips that come up. So kind of keep that going now. Usually I have recorded it on Sunday, so it's all recorded, and then Monday night, usually Monday night, or it can be sometimes I do it on Sunday sometimes, as I get the video all like polished off so it's ready to go up on YouTube with like the thumbnail and everything that is needing to go with it on the channel. And then, the morning after, the Tuesday morning, I can easily just upload it. So that, I'm not rushing around like Wednesday morning trying to get this video up, get the thumbnail sus, get it's all there, and on the Wednesday morning I just upload it, make the text and everything, and it's there. It'll be there by the scheduled Wednesday when it's meant to be up. So yeah, writing that in my diary has helped me in the past to grow that and make that schedule. But now, that routine schedule's already there. It's already sussed. I don't have to keep writing that in my diary anymore. So I think that's kind of another thing why I don't use it as much these days. Yeah, but there's always something new that comes up, like the thumbnails lately. I haven't done all the thumbnails on my channel, but my goal is to redo pretty much all the thumbnails from what stream I picked. That was when these kind of streams became a bit more of a thing. Because of back 3-4 years, I think it's 3 years ago. Yeah, it was kind of a play around thing. I was just having fun on YouTube, kind of posting videos, creating paintings, trying to find out what I really wanted to do with this channel and with these videos and things like that. So, and now they're slowly kind of growing. I'm changing things. I'm building up thumbnails and things like that, making sure they are all polished off and polishing videos off. I'm kind of remastering my channel in a way. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the diary is called the Treehouse Diary, so it is it's got these funny little quirky things in it. That's quite cool to see. It's got to-do lists, and it also has to-don't lists, which is interesting. I think every week it has a to-do list, and then every second week it has a to-don't list. I think it's usually how it goes that way. It's quite interesting, having a to-don't list. Things not to do, to don't, stay in bed all day or something like that. Not that I do that, so think about it. I feel it's quite harder to write a to don't list than it is to write a to do list. So think about it. Anyone could be different. You could be different. To write a to don't list, you might have a lot more than me. Maybe for me, maybe don't play games tonight or something like that. Could be in my to don't list on one of the days or something. Yeah, but whether or not I listen to that sometimes as well, it's hard to. So it's sometimes that too. To don't could be harder to listen to than to do. But I feel like sometimes you could achieve to don't lists better than you can to do lists. Some people can. Each their own. But yeah, but yeah, you can use other things like just in your head. That's mainly the one I usually use, is my schedule in my head. I mean, at course, during a certain class, we had to actually write out a whole schedule for the 2 terms of how we're going to get this project done. And that was kind of, in a way, against the way I worked. But it was helpful to do and learn and do that process. And tick off, I've done this time period of doing that and this. I think there were, some kind of where I didn't kind of stay on schedule per se, where the level I would like to be at on that time would have been at, but yeah, and sometimes it's hard to judge too, polishing it off polishing it off. How do you know when it's fully finished and fully polished off? Sometimes you feel like it's finished and everything, but then someone comes in and looks at it and just shows you something about it, and you're like, oh. And you do that little touch up, and you're like, no, I've got to redo this whole thing, and you know, change this, change that, and yeah, sometimes it's hard for that, but yeah, just keeping things in your head can be helpful, but writing them down can be helpful too. But if you're gonna do it in your head, like keep it a bit more knowledgeable. Don't just keep it vague. Like, I'm gonna paint something tonight. You know, in my head, I've got this plan to paint something tonight. You come home, or you get your time of painting or whatever, or in the morning you start off and you're like, I'm gonna paint something today, and you gotta keep it a bit more specific. What are you gonna paint? Are you a little bit more specific? It doesn't exactly be word for word. Like, I'm gonna paint a unicorn horse on a rainbow. Make it. It could be a little bit vague, like I'm gonna paint a horse creature of some sort. Um, and then you can go from there and have some fun playing around with it. Um, but yeah, things like that always can be helpful. Google Assist as well, those Google apps and things, your phone as well, with those things where you can plan. I actually had the schedule thing on my phone at some point, where I could jot down how many hours I was doing each day for things. It was kind of helpful. I mean, at the time period, I was kind of tutoring as well, so I could time schedule how long I was tutoring for, so they knew how much I was to get paid and everything like that. And it can be helpful from working from home as well. Press the button to clock in and press the button to clock out, kind of a thing. Can be very helpful. You could do that. I kind of played around with that when I was at home a bit more, because I had so much time and I feel like I was just killing it. And it did help when I did have a lot of time at home, because I could have, schedule in that the morning was me learning, and lunchtime was me kind of reading a book and whatever I was doing in that time. Or it could have been, some weeks or some months it would mean I would, from morning till lunch, I would be, doing my schoolism class, or painting for my YouTube channel or something like that. This was more when I had a lot of time, and you guys might have more time, so it could be helpful. During that to lunch, doing my schoolism, and then lunch on till 1 was me going to read a book and having some food. Or for a couple of months, like I said, it would be me going out to the Xbox and playing some Skyrim or whatever I was playing, and then from one onwards, I would go back. I would be doing something different. It wouldn't be schoolism, or something like that. It would be me painting and creating something. You could work for you that you watch lessons and classes in the morning, and then have your lunch, do some stuff, and then from lunch to say 3 o'clock, And then, at 3 o'clock, I would just kind of, I might go back to gaming for a little bit. I might just have a coffee or a drink or something, and then, um, for I usually about half an hour ish, kind of scheduled in about half an hour breakish, and then 3:30 I'd be back doing my painting and illustrating and stuff till about till about 5 o'clock, and then I would um you know go sort out dinner and things like that, and then during the night, from there, after tea and everything, just kind of do my last little bits of painting or something for an hour or so, and then pretty much clock out for the day, and then do that whole process again for the next day. And I do that. I did that for quite a few weeks or so, and then I kind of changed it up where I had kind of I did try like some small chunk ones where I was doing an hour of this, an hour of that, and then back to that. And I did longer chunks as well, where I'd spend the whole day doing this, like Monday doing this, Tuesday doing that, Wednesday doing this. And it does work that way too. Um, I did kind of like having a little bit of variety, with variety, when I woke up would be my emails to 10 o'clock or something, or half an hour emails or something, or 15 minutes to do emails. Then, doing my painting, and then from 11 to 12, just kind of social media and continuing on my painting and stuff like that. Lunch break obviously, and then from 1 to 2 watching some schoolism, from 2 to 3 doing some more painting, have a break, back to painting, yeah. Idea creation, doing this, doing that. I had a few things going on at that time, so it kind of fitted that kind of schedule. I had kind of a little bit of fun work I was doing for people and things like that going on, so maintaining that schedule was interesting. It kind of worked. You get kind of it only works kind of if you have quite a few days or a few weeks, few months or something to do the thing, because it gets things done in slow proportions once a day. Say, it could work for something like doing 1,000 characters of a TV show or something. It could work for something like that, or creating all the weaponry for a certain game, or all the creatures. It could work because you work on a certain part of this creature this day, and then you know then you go and move on to, or you're doing a lot. You're doing, say, the creatures, the weaponry. You're doing everything. It could work, but it means that you'd get kind of, in a way, it'll feel like some days you'll get like nothing done, but you've just done a lot of little things. That's what that kind of schedule works with. If you're working on a lot of things, it can work that way for that, but it will take some time, and then you'll start noticing the results of it. You'll start getting these really cool weapons. You have done all these weapons, but it can also work the other way for that as well. You work on one weapon, as also, whether you like doing it that way or not, whether you get bored of doing the same thing over and over again, or you really enjoy doing little things, excuse me, or you really enjoy doing little things, different things every day. I think, yeah, finding what you enjoy doing, making sure that your schedule works with you, you know, and yeah, those things. It's definitely kind of always a struggle maintaining a schedule, since mine is really kind of chaotic and busy. But it can be done. I still get a lot done. Each Sunday nights are my recording nights. So at some point on the Sunday, I'm recording a video for my Wednesday stream. Then, I've got the Tuesday chat stream. Then my videos up on YouTube on Wednesday. And, the rest of the week I usually am painting till either Friday or Saturday night. I'm streaming somewhat with someone or myself, just chatting and things like that. And I still keep it going, and there's sometimes it gets interrupted and things go on, and the weekend gets busy and things like that, but I can still maintain it. I still find ways, like those things I mentioned, jotting it down in your book. My diary has helped. Thinking it over in my head, sometimes just going out of the room and taking a 5 minute kind of break and coming back to it. You can get a lot more done that way sometimes. It feels funny, taking, a little bit of a break from your work, but sometimes you need that break to come back and get more done. So working out that can be really helpful as well. So hopefully that has helped you in learning how to, maintain your schedule. I have a fair bit on my plate, and hopefully, me going through all this and chatting with you guys about it will help you in maintaining your schedule, things like that. There's always ways to maintain full plates, and there's ways to maintain empty plates. There's always different solutions, and hopefully you find your solution. And sometimes it also changes with you. If you get a job at a certain place, doing a certain thing or something, it will change your schedule. Or if you work from home, you lost your job and you start working from home, your schedule will change because you'll start to I didn't even mention much of like maintaining your job with your family and things like that, but another video. If you'd like to know anything more about maintaining a schedule, messy or quite tidy, let me know down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it, and I'd be interested to reply and let you know and see if I can help out. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this stream. So keep drawing, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.